Hi, class. The two speeches that I chose to speak my mind and opinion on were Nathan Powell's speech on Mr. Stuart Scott at the SP Awards for ESPN and Mrs. Jacqueline Wetzel's speech for President Ronald Reagan. For Nathan Powell's speech, I believe that Nathan did an awesome job on his speech. Instead of reenacting the speech of Stuart Scott, I noticed that Nathan showed what he knew and his knowledge that he had studied about Stuart Scott's speech. It didn't seem like Nathan was reading from a screen or a phone or paperwork or anything of that sort. I also liked how Nathan incorporated Mr. Stuart Scott's experience with his personal life. One thing I did notice was that Nathan Powell's did have a couple of silent pauses, and I noticed that his volume was low. I'm not sure if the volume was low on my end or Nathan Powell's end, but overall, I believe that Nathan Powell's speech was a success. As far as Jacqueline Wetzel's speech on President Ronald Reagan, I believe it was great. Jacqueline spoke loudly, she spoke clearly, and her words were firm and bold. She also made sure that her material was in reach, where she didn't have to search for it or ramble through any papers or on screen. Jacqueline Wetzel owned the camera and she took charge. She also made sure that she used her hands when putting emphasis on certain words and phrases. Also, something I noticed about Mrs. Jacqueline Wetzel's speech, as I noticed with my own, was that Jacqueline sort of read her notes fast, which lets the audience know that the speech was being read. But all in all, I enjoyed Jacqueline's speech. After going over my speech and watching and rewatching my performance of my speech, I noticed that my speech did not reach time constraints, first of all. I believe that the reason why I didn't reach time constraints was because I read my speech a little too fast, and that was due to nervousness. I did try to interact with my audience, and I also tried using my hands while putting emphasis on words and phrases too. I did practice my speech, and I tried to keep eye contact with the camera as much as possible. But I know that I still have lots of work or lots of things to work towards and on when performing in front of an audience and making a speech. Thank you.